on YouTube. Today I want to talk about the clay creation myth, especially the one of the Anunnakis. Let's go first to the ancientaliens.com website. The Anunnaki creation of humans. Sumerian writings speak of the days when heaven and earth were created. Okay, the writings talk about the Anuna gods being born and the lesser Anuna being charged with the work to shape the land, canals and building structures. The greater Anuna ruled over the lesser. The lesser Anuna became resentful of their Anuna superiors and demanded Enki, the great ruling Anuna god, create others to do this work. The Anuna awakened Enki from his subterranean underwater habitat. He was in what could be described today as a state of suspended animation. Enki and his wife Ninmah created humans to be the slaves of the Anuna. The humans were to take the place of the lesser Anuna, who were tired of bearing the burden of hard labor. Gold must have been a valuable element to the Anuna. And this valuation was passed to us and still exists today. Okay, this is one of the creation myths. Nobody can really show or tell us what exactly happened. I'm still a bit baffled about these Anunnaki gods, how they made us and why they made us. In most of these myths, it's to serve the gods or to be their slaves, or just to be their pets or something. And they made us in their image, or maybe a slightly different. Nobody really knows what happened. It's still a bit of a mystery. And I would like to solve this little bit of mystery, but I don't think I can do it in this one video. I will need to look more into this subject. I haven't found any YouTube movie that talks about this into details or really tells me how it is, and I like, wow, yeah, that could be possible. So that's why today I use just internet websites and no YouTube movies, because I couldn't find any. If anybody knows any YouTube movies about the Anunnaki gods and how they made us, and if these gods were like us or not. Okay, on the last part, if they were like us or not, I have been looking into some of these images. The cave or the statues or the carvings and rocks of our ancient Sumerian fellow humans, or were they? Sumerians, Babylonians, Akkadians, how they depicted these Anunnaki gods. This is like real hard evidence that these creatures, or human-like, or maybe humans, the real humans, and we are just a clone, a lesser clone, like 10%, also in brain capacity and strength and size. Because look closely to these gods. Gods are just the original human, or are they 100% human? I was looking at making one movie for, I think it was the Truth Seekers channel, my other channel, where I was explaining how this construction works. That this is not a handbag, it's like a battery or electromagnetic force or electromagnetic generator to conduct energy, magnetism through the body, and to the hand, to this cone device. You can like say it's a wireless mouse, and this mouse doesn't only move computer screened arrows and stuff, it moves real physical stuff like stones and other matter. So these gods had a more sophisticated mouse than we, and it was like portable. They had like this portable battery carrying around and moving stuff with flying around and moving stuff with this cone or mouse stuff thing. Like, okay, where was I? Yeah, the hand. I was looking to the hand with the watch, the electromagnetic sound wave watch. You can like set it in which sound frequency you want to set it to use this device, and this device goes through. You can see there's like two tubes going through into the hand. It's like the carpal tunnel syndrome effects. If these were like normal, real, organic humans, then I'm wondering why do they have wires going into their hand, and the wire on top goes also in the hands. It's like really dangerous with all these bloodlines and blood vessels, and arteries in that area. So something is like really fishy. It's like a hybrid or a robot, and these parts that looks like muscles are not muscles. We know now, because when you examine most of these pictures, you can see it's like an add-on. It's a tube or something, plastic or iron extension. So the whole body had like, look here, you can see clearly this is not a muscle. It's like strange, you have like the muscle coming out on top of the, or like this muscle, you don't even have muscle there that can come out. So it's some sort of tube, and it goes into the hand through the watch. So it's all connected with each other. You can see here also all these statues have the same setup, the same tube running through the arm and the same thing tied up on the upper arm, and the holding of the cone in that way, like the 45-degree angle, and in the other hand the battery. And you can see this leg is also, this is not like a human leg, this is a leg of some animal or monster, and it's also tied up with ropes, and it's like totally hooked up together. But that makes sense. These creatures come from another planet far away, and to travel intergalactic you need to be like really tough and not human-like, because you will like maybe explode. That is why they wear this head. They don't have a human head, they have like some had an animal head or bird head. This was their real feature, how they look like, and it's like a half human, half animal, half robot. Okay, it cannot be that. It's like maybe 1/3 human, 1/3 animal, and 1/3 robot. So it's really weird. You see, the animal is the eagle, the head, the wings, and the human part is the 5 fingers, 1, 2, 4, 5 fingers, the legs walking upright, and the arms, and the robot is all these mechanics around him. It's like tubes and wires and electromagnetic watches, sound frequency stuff. They have like really far going technology, alien technology. This one you see here again, the same thing exactly. You have to look at these pictures yourself closely and examine all these instruments, exactly the same places. It's amazing. You cannot say these are like our ancestors, these are human beings. So it's hard to say that this is a human. And the actual size we just saw on how big they were. The size was like this. They're like giants compared to us. Let's see some more. I thought I saw one with a good comparison. Yeah, this is the real. I think this is how big they were. And they came with some spaceship, so they were extraterrestrial. They came from the heavens. These large, strong creatures, human-like. And they made us to mine the gold. They made us like smaller, cloned us or made us in clay tablet or something. I don't know how, but there are some text on the internet, like, let's see what we have here. The Sumerians, the creation of humans by Zecharia Sitchin. But this is the sources from the electronic text corpus of Sumerian literature. Then we have the epic of Atra-Hasis, also Sumerian tablet. Let me read a part. It is not for me to do it. The task is Enki's. He is that cleanses all. Let him provide me the clay so I can do the making. Enki made ready to speak and said to the great gods, on the 1st, 7th and 15th days of the month, let me establish a purification, a bath. Let one god be slaughtered. Then let the gods be cleansed by immersion. Let Nintu mix clay with his flesh and blood. Let the same god and man be thoroughly mixed in the clay. Let us hear the drum for the rest of the time. From the flesh of the god let a spirit remain. Let it make the living know its sign. Lest he be allowed to be forgotten, let the spirit remain. The great Anuna gods who administer destinies answered yes in the assembly. So there was like an assembly and they decided to make man. On the 1st, 7th and 15th days of the month, he established a purification bath. They slaughtered Awilu, who had the inspiration in their assembly. So they slaughtered, they sacrificed, they killed someone to make us humans. They mixed clay. Clay was actually, in the scientific way, in science, clay creation myth is a defunct scientific theory which argues that humans originated at a certain point in time in the past when a certain god, example giving Enki, Khnum, God the father of Jesus, Allah, etc., took clay from the ground, molded it into the shape of human, then brought it to life. I think clay was not the right substance, because if we examine us human, we are not made of clay, it's flesh. It's scientifically proven. So science debunks that. Okay, let's read on. So maybe they say clay, but it meant something else, maybe flesh. Okay. Lest he be allowed to be forgotten, the spirit remained. After she had mixed the clay, she summoned the Anuna, the great gods. The Ijiji, the great gods, spat upon the clay. Mami made Radi to speak. and said to the great gods, "You ordered me the task, and I have completed it. You have slaughtered the god along with his inspiration. I have done away with your heavy forced labor. I have imposed your drudgery on man. You have bestowed clamor upon mankind. I have released the yoke. I have made restoration." They heard this speech of hers. The mommy made the man, the humans. They ran free of care and kissed her feet, saying, "Formerly we used to call you mommy. Now let your name be Belet Kala Ili." Belet Kala Ili. Okay, the Mami goddess is a goddess in the Babylonian epic Atra-Hasis and in other creation legends. She was probably synonymous with Ninhursag. She was involved in the creation of humankind from clay and blood. As Nintu legends states, she pinched off 14 pieces of primordial clay, which she formed into the womb deities, 7 on the left and 7 on the right, with a break between them, who produced the first 7 pairs of human embryos. She may have become Belet Ili, mistress of the gods, when at Enki's suggestion the gods slew one among themselves and used that god's blood and flesh mixed with clay to create humankind, also known as Belet Ili or Nintu. Alternative forms of her name include Mama and Mametung, the mother goddess that created us. Okay, another part is from the book Myths from Mesopotamia. Author is Stephanie. I forgot her name. Stephanie. I'll look it up later, but let me read the part. According to Atra-Hasis, the mother goddess Mami, with the help of the wise god Ea, created men out of clay mixed with the blood of a slain god called Ilawela. Man's purpose in life was to relieve the gods of hard labor. This account of man's creation may be compared with that of the epic of creation, in which Marduk used the blood of Kingu, the evil leader of the enemy gods, whom he had slain, to create mankind with the help of Ea. Clay is not mentioned, and no bird goddess takes part, but the purpose of man's creation is again to toil on God's behalf. Neither account mentions creation of animals, which is an important preliminary to man's creation in Genesis. The animals. The author is Stephanie Dali. Myths from Mesopotamia. Creation, the flood, Gilgamesh, and others. Creation of man from clay. It's a miraculous birth theme that recurs throughout world religions and mythologies. So it's not only Sumerian mythology, but Greek mythology. When Prometheus molded man out of water and earth, Prometheus made man out of water and earth. Sumerian mythology, Enki and Enlil. Egyptian mythology, the god Khnum creates human children from clay before placing them into their mother's womb. Babylonian creation epic, Enuma Elish, the goddess Ninhursag, created humans from clay. Chinese mythology, imperial readings stating Nuwa molded figures from the yellow earth, giving them life and the ability to bear children. Okay, I had a photo of the Egyptian, how they were, here it is, Khnum and Heket, creating man on a clay table, human, or they're molding it, the clay human, the potter's wheel, and this is Khnum. It's another real evidence that how the Egyptians saw it, how they made the human on a pottery's wheel, and the clay human figurine, and the alien god, part human, part robot, part animal. How scary stuff. So they made us like smaller than them, less intelligent, and more with clay, so-called clay. But this is really strange stuff. I can't really get a hang of what it exactly is, but I don't think we have all the real enough evidence. Maybe there was like a lot of experimenting, and it was a whole period of thousands of years until they got like mankind. And I think we're still not perfect yet. They're still somewhere behind the background, or underneath in the ground, or the earth, or maybe above in the skies in their spaceship, still experimenting on us, testing us out, and trying to get us to work more hard or harder, and trying to see if they can make the perfect slave race. So maybe that explains a bit the alien abduction, where they conduct experiments to see if we humans are still functioning properly. And sometimes when I walk on the street, or in the metro, or train, or tram, or outside, I sometimes see strange humans, like with defects, or like really strange behavior. You know, like when you see the movie The Man in Black, when the alien guy started to act as human, but you could see like he was not really human. I see, when you keep your eyes open and watch good to other people, you will see that some are really strange, and I don't know, maybe they are aliens, or more of a different type, or a mix of an experiment with animals or other extraterrestrial beings. So I don't know, maybe the world is full of different types of humans. Okay, but let me know. I think this has gone on long enough. I will continue with more findings, and I hope others can help me out into figuring out this big puzzle, and how many different species they are, and where we human come from. Were we made by the Anunnaki, and how did they do that exactly? Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.